Now here you can see this is a control panel. The solar controller's right there. That's an inverter. That's a modified sine wave. I'm going to put in a pure sine wave on this thing. I'll talk about that in another video. So far I haven't. I've got fuses on the inverter, but I haven't put fuses or disconnects on the rest of this. Got to get some of that stuff put in. But it's fairly simple right now. That's just a 30 amp solar controller there. Okay, you can see the batteries. Those batteries, there's 18 of them. I got 2 more to put in. I'm not using the batteries in the back. Those are for a dozer. And right now they're just kind of trying to eliminate some tongue weight on this trailer. There's a lot of tongue weight on it now with these batteries up front. These are 6-volt batteries. They're wired together for 12 volts because that's what the panel puts out. And they came out of my electric car conversion. I changed the batteries in it a couple of years ago. It's pretty disappointed. These are just golf cart batteries. They're nothing special. So I decided to go ahead and abandon the conversion car, and because I bought the new Chevy Bolt. And so I pulled the batteries out and repurposed them here. Most of the stuff here is kind of repurposed anyway. So you have kind of an idea how I set this up. These little jumpers here are between the 6-volt batteries. That's off the old electric car conversion. I had this really heavy cable, and I modified it so I could use it here. These connections, all these connections here, with a couple of exceptions, are not manufactured as lugs for electrical. The lugs are just grossly expensive, and so I come up with different ways. This here, this wire is about 4/0. It's kind of overkill here, but I took a piece of 1/2-inch tubing here, and I put the wire inside it, and I dipped it into a hot pot of solder and let it cook a little bit in there until it's sealed, and then hammered it flat and drilled a hole in it. That's the lugs. These lugs here, this is number 2. This is for this system because it's going to put out a maximum of about 150 amps, and this number 2 is rated for that. I simply used for these here, see if I can get closer, I just simply took a piece of 3/4 inch tubing. This is all copper tubing. I don't know if I mentioned that, it's copper tubing. I just went ahead and squished it around the wire, and then heated it up and soldered it, drilled a hole in it. There's my lug. I actually think these lugs work better. When I was operating the conversion, these big wires, I had no problem at all with overheating of these terminals. They worked beautifully. Where I did have a couple of lugs, I did have some problems with overheats. So I've been really happy with these things. That's pretty much how that's set up.